Hey there, Alan Matthews here, Classical Guitar Shed. And in this video, I'm going to show you some good exercises you can do away from the guitar to really beef up your hands, get stronger, get faster, and get ready to play. If you know that you're going to be practicing later, you can do these now and you'll be all fired up by the time you actually get to your instrument. Let's get into it. So in this first one, what we're going to do, hold your hands straight out in front of you like this. And what we're going to do is completely extend the fingers and then bring the fingers in, slapping the back of your palm like this right here, slapping into your palm. Notice the tip joints are really soft and loose. They're coming back. It's not this. It's not a grip like you're going to make a fist. It's actually, well, that's a different one we'll do later. This is into your hand like a slap. What's the sound of one hand clapping? This is what it is. So here we're going to do, and we're going to do like 100 of these. So just count them, do them fast. Remember to go all the way out, extend all the way out, your fingers straight, and then come back and then come in. If you don't extend all the way out, then you'll end up just doing this little pat thing right here, which is better than nothing, I guess, but it's not what we're doing here. So you can also, to make this easier to go all the way out like this, you can count on the way out. So let's do that. Let's do it. We're going to do 100 of them, but we're not really going to do 100 of them. We're going to do like 10 of them, and then you can do 100 of them some other time. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so you can just keep on doing these. Ideally, you do them fast. You do a ton of them, and you keep your wrist straight. It's like this. It's not this. It's not any kind of weirdness like that. It's just straight out, like you're going to karate chop something, and then you do them. That's for all of these. You want to keep your wrist straight and that kind of thing. Quick note, also true with all of these. If you can release the tension in your arms and your shoulders and your face and your front and your back, then you can do these a lot easier. So that if you can say, if there was something in your hand, you would let go of it and you let it fall. Kind of, one of my students calls it melting, where you just kind of like let go. That's what she used in her natural childbirth. She called it melting, where you just kind of let all your muscles go. If you do that and do it, then you may notice that you can actually go quite faster without as much wear and tear on it. And that's a great way to practice, because ultimately that's the way that we would like to play. Effortlessly, fast, smooth, powerfully, that sort of thing. So you can play with those ideas. Number 2, this one is thumbs, palms up in front of you. And what we're going to do is your palms are all the way out, extended like this. And then we're going to bring the thumb all the way in to touch this little joint of the little finger. Now move from the big joint of the thumb, which is this joint back here. It's not just this little clench thing with the tip joint. We don't really use the tip joint all that much in our guitar playing. Ideally, and we'll talk about that in some other video, I'm sure, but it's not this. It's moving from way back here, moving the entire thumb. The tip joint really doesn't do anything. Keep the tip joint passive, just like we did in the slaps, and move it all the way across like this. And palms out. And then you can also do 100 or so of these. And so then you just go back and forth like this. Boom, boom, boom. Ad nauseum. And you can do these anytime. And you may notice that one hand is a little bit weaker or takes more of a toll on one hand than the other hand. And that's perfectly natural. My left hand on these gets tired way faster than my right hand, because my right hand is playing a whole lot more thumb. I've worked out my thumb a whole lot more in the right hand. So you'll notice the difference between the hands. You'll probably on all of these notice the difference between the hands. So here we go. Are you ready? Number 3. This is similar to the first, but instead of coming in to and slapping the palms like this, what we're going to be doing is actually bringing in and making a fist. So you're curling your fingers in, as opposed to bringing them in from the big joint and just bringing them in passive tip joint. Now you're actually going to engage the tip joint and come in as a fist, and then flick it back out like you're just shooting lightning bolts out of your fingertips on this. And we'll count on the way out. That'll keep us honest going all the way out, and it doesn't become this little bitty grippy thing like this. So, are you ready? Here we go. We're just gonna do a couple of them, but we're gonna pretend like it's 100 of them. And you can do 100 of them later. Here we go, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So you can do these as fast as you can, as powerfully as you can. Of course, releasing everything, but still being powerful. It's a back and forth thing. It's a compromise. You want a lot of energy here, but you don't necessarily want a whole lot of tension in your body to do it. You don't want to like push on it because that's not the way that we actually want to play. Ideally, all of the exercises we do, we want to do them in the way that we would ultimately like to play, which is focused, calm, loose in our bodies, but really engaged in what it is that we're doing. Ultimately, it comes down to the appropriate amount of tension for whatever it is that we're doing. And the appropriate amount of tension for this is not the same amount of tension as it would be if I were lifting up cars over my head or something like that, which I only do on weekends. And this isn't a weekend. So make sure that what you're doing is appropriate to the amount of tension that you actually need right at this very moment, which is just doing this right here. So watch out for your biceps, watch out for your biceps, your pecs, whatever these things are, your chest and your arm muscles. Release them, melt. All right, those are 3 exercises. There's a whole other video on Raschiatos that you can find that I've done, and that is also something that you can do off of the guitar to also beef up your hands a bit. These are 3 that you can do without anything else, I guess. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. Happy practicing. See you next time.